never-ending change is changing my perspective before me. Didn't want to close my eyes, knowing my present would then become my past. But how do you hang on to just one moment and make it last? Seems like time got the best of us. I blinked, I lost, missed my fate too late. I stood in front of a silver gate, and that gate stood in front of a watchtower. So I proceeded to keep track of my time while looking for my power. But slowly that time was tick, tock, tick, tracking me down, trying to black my light out. But this time, no really this time, I won't let time get to me. I'll get stuck in a field of gravitational infinity, infinitely free, alone, deliberately, just let me be. Timeless, and I can't drag anyone else. If I were to steal your watches and take out the battery, so by that time you'd be conscious, you just pull out your phones and laugh at my face. Your smile is digitally planted, so I laugh at your fakeness. Without surgery, they manage to drown you in ideology. Ideally for you not to be aware of your own possibility, psyching you up and letting you develop your own personality. But in a pre-developed society, you're like the Sims to their games. So go ahead and laugh at me, and I laugh away my dignity. Or at least I try to get away from the norms of society. Not like a hipster though. So ironically enough, they still fall under a category. Trying to get away from the mainstream when the mainstream has streamed them, beating them at their own game. Funny, isn't it, how they invented games to make our reality seem a little more real? Gave us watches, claimed we can count time when time is nothing but a Ferris wheel. It goes round and around. Only a few brave ones jumped off and got to look at it ground up. Walked away with relief, for now they can live life peacefully. Stuck in a field of gravitational infinity, infinitely free, and you're free to join me.
You and I, we will go to an island east of the coast of Madagascar and plant a tree. It'll bear golden fruit holding holy crystalline water, glistening luminous yellow from the sun. We will cut, drink of this cup and be free. We will break the chains that bind our wings behind our backs. We will rip them and float like a pair of synchronized swimmers or divers, beautiful butterflies enclosed in a colorful water bubble, dripping, melting from the social heat, flapping our wings and changing the cosmic flow of the universe within. We are the hummingbirds, unveiling the eyes of the youth, the lotus flower, beating with the energy of Nina Simone. We are a tested test tube generation, testing the tubes that connect all living beings, human beings, Muslims and Christians. We are grounded, yet levitating above the horizon. The bright blue cloudless sky will remind you of our vision, vision clear. No tunnel television, umbilically connected to our future, past and present, presently scaling scripture versus science and meditating on the truth. I believe that ideas exist as physical things floating in the air above us. They are round, golden spheres reflecting the sun on their shells. They differ in size, big. Golden ideas engraved with a blessing from the Creator in the sky and delivered by an angel whose aroma has engulfed the golden sphere, illuminating a bright white scent, waiting for the nose that is ready to receive. You can smell, it is right. You can hear, it is right. And now we can see that it's right from the sky. So you pick up your net and catch. You pick up your pen, your pencil, your iPod, your notebook, your iPhone, your instrument, your trumpet, your harmonica, your camera, your guitar. We are nothing but mere mortal messengers armed with 5 senses and fishing nets, just waiting to break open that golden sphere and deliver the message from she who creates to our children. But that first line, I mean that very first word that bursts from your lips, is only the beginning. This is only the start, the Big Bang Genesis to the great revelation. This is a crucial, critical part, because now we have a choice. You know that though everything about the physical appearance of this great idea may excite and electrify every part of your human and spiritual being, you know that being out in the sky for so long may have caused your idea to expire. And the longer you wait, leaving that first line on that page, that first chord on the guitar, you were stalling, stagnant. And like anything in motion, the idea will find ways to break free from your spreadsheet, wiggle its tail and keep moving. But if you believe it is right, if you believe the idea is right, you continue to write, continue to put more words on the paper, more scratches of ink on the pad. Remember, we're only fishing, and a fishing net is nothing but a bunch of crisscross lines together, so loosen your grip. Forget about spell check. The language of creation may not be in English. Continue to write. The more notes that you add to that song, the heavier the weight on the idea, so bring it down. Bring it down with more lines, bring it down with more words, bring it down with more passion, bring it down with more faith, and smash it open on your canvas. It is there. We can now finally see what was contained in the bright white sphere. Blurry as it may be, it is clear to and I understand how it works, so let it grow. We committed. We committed the moment we decided to pick up our skill sets and catch. We signed a contract. And our contract is to deliver, let it grow. Many naysayers may stand on the roadside, ready to say, I told you so, but let it grow. Let the roots of the idea, which deep within your soul, let it integrate with your bone marrow. It is a part of you. Fall in love with the idea. Make love to the idea. Beauty lies in the contours of imperfection. So fuck the idea, let it grow. When it has germinated and grown and manifested through your soul, it would bloom and blossom and spread its seeds across the globe. And then we will pick up our nets and catch.
Another father died today. Another daughter is regretting all of the things she didn't say. More plans for unconventional weddings will have to be made with no one to give us away. We have given up in every way. We have given up our innocence, now fearing the phone ringing without knowing the reason. We are vacant little girls with stories no one's heard of, and no one wants to tell. They have forgotten mine by now. They'll forget yours as well, and when they do, I'll be there to hear you. Tell me how you swear you hear him still, and how his best trait was the way he loved you, and how you know he let you down, but then it's all forgotten now. I think about him still. I'm slowly rewriting his eulogy with each poem that is born from my orphanhood. I am still in hell from this. There is no easy way to let you know this never goes away. It has been 4 fucking years, and I'm still the girl who hates the 7th day of March, and the way that doctors act neutral to save themselves. There are so many ways a heart can break, or a liver can fail. So many reasons why a man will faint, or a car can kill. Scars like this were never meant to heal. And I wish I could tell you differently. You should know though, that there are days when it eludes me. Times that I feel whole again, they have happened. Like when my girlfriend holds me, or when my dog looks so damn happy to see me, or when I take a bite of a really fucking good cheesecake. These things are always here. Hugs are still a thing, and so is stuffed crust pizza and drinking and making love with your whole entire being. This world will never stop taking, but it never seems to stop giving. At night, when you're crying and letting the bad thoughts in, just know you are only being human, and everything ends in the morning. There are moments like when you've just woken up, when nothing exists, it is just your breath, your mouth, your skin. Remember this. Remember that everyone was infant once, smiling for no reason before the world came to get them, and some of us still are. I know that sometimes happiness feels like a myth, and the beauty of flowers can be drowned out when placed on a casket. But know this, your father did his best. At least sometimes, we all do our best. At least sometimes, and in the end, that's all it is. I can think of a million ways a person can live. Not all of them involve parents. Not all of them involve sex or relationships. Thin hips, fast reflexes, our bodies are resilient. None of which are the same. We are all bleeding from different places. All of our hands can act like platelets if we touch each other's wounds with the right intention. We are all here for you. Live like this is true. We are all here for you. We are all here for you. For you, and you are right to feel sometimes that this life is not worth it, as long as you pull back and remember how wrong you can be. Now pull back, stay with me. You are so much more than your darkest memory. You are so much more than this terrible thing. You are sunshine and stardust and wanderlust and perfect, because you're making a poet out of me. Only words like these feel like they fill the void enough to mask an apology. I am sorry does not cut it. This is what happened to me. This is what I wish I heard when my whole world was taken from me. I am pouring my blood into piano keys and establishing my atheism for good, for better, for worse. I am running my mouth and going for gold and taking my ego home in a hearse. Please know that these words were never meant to be enough. We can never be whole again if we come in broken, but your pieces are so beautiful and your mouth is so kind. Reminds me why I chose to stay. I know you can. We are all here for you. We are all here for you.
that you see me. Tell me you see that I am more than just skin and bone. That you see how the cosmos was fashioned after the architecture of my being. That the red in my veins only seems like blood when really it is emulsified sunlight. Tell me you see that it is magma that charges through the insides of me. That's why I only know how to love in volcanic eruptions. That the idea of my existence has been around before time was even a thing. Tell me you see that I am quite literally out of this world. That I come from a bloodline of deities. That my great-great-great-great-grandmother dedicated the sun to me when she spat it into the sky. That the white of my eyes is calcified moonlight. That my aura is so potent with otherness it intoxicates. Tell me that you feel me. Tell me you feel my electric and how it hypnotizes every inch of your skin. That every time you look into my eyes, you are steeped in me and all my nostalgia and melancholy and otherworldliness. Tell me you feel how I reach into the most remote parts of you, beneath your fingernails, under your eyelids. I even stain your bone marrow. No part of you escapes me. Tell me you studied me. That you've traced out the eternities that dance in the fine grooves on my fingertips. Tell me it was nirvana you tasted between my thighs. Tell me all these things so I really know you're paying attention. Oh, tell me that I'm too much for you. That's why you won't say. Tell me that you are scared to love me. That's why you don't say those words. Tell me you love me. Tell me you need me. I don't care that you want me. Women are easy to want. Tell me I am not a night out. Tell me I'm not someone you go home from. Tell me that you are home when you're with me. Tell me that I am not just one night. Tell me that I am yours and years of anniversaries and corny love songs and stupid fights and make-up sex and heart-to-heart conversations and soul romance. Tell me I am that blurry future that makes you feeble with nausea and excitement. Tell me that you pray about me. Tell me you pray to be worthy of me. Tell me that you are here for me, with me, not just in me. Tell me that you see me. Look deep in my eyes when you say it. Tell me all these things and mean them with every fiber of your being. And if you cannot do this, if you cannot see my work, do not dare ever approach me. Do not dare ever tell me you saw a look in my eyes that told you I want you. Bullshit. Do not dare ever touch me. I will morph into fire and swallow you whole, finish you. Not even your ashes. Not even your ashes will escape my rock.
It's him or me. That's what you say. But I can't choose between a vegan and a pie. will feed you breakfast, lunch and dinner, and take you to the park at dawn. Will you really be my only plan every hour? Round my hometown, memories are friends. Round my hometown, ooh, the people have made it. Are the wonders in my world. Are the wonders in my world. Are the wonders of this world. Are the wonders of my world. I like it in the city when it's so big and open. I love it to see everybody in short skirts, shorts and shades. I like it in the city when two worlds they collide. You get the people and the government, everybody taking the front side. Shows you we ain't gonna stand shit. Shows you we are united. Shows you we ain't gonna take it. Shows you we ain't gonna stand shit. Shows you we are united. Round my hometown, memories are fresh. Round my hometown, ooh, the people have made. My world, yeah, yeah, oh my world, oh my world, yeah, yeah.
And you were adopted by some other country, or maybe it was forced upon you like foster parents. You start to seek out your origins. But retracing your roots is not as simple as you thought. Your motherland does not welcome you. She looks at you funny, as if you could ever come from her soil, sure. You share the features of her people, blessed with coal eyes and melanin, but nothing about you belongs to her beside your genes. And even those have been mixed, like a paint palette poured down the drain. How do you go back to somewhere when you never set foot in the streets, so you can't tell how the neighborhood has changed? Instead, I ask my father about where he comes from. He tells me he can't remember much. He says it in a father tongue, the language that should have come second but stuck when someone came to his mother's shore and decided to stay. Injected white blood into his blue veins, so when I write my last name in black ink, people pick up a red pen, thinking there must be some kind of mistake. So tell me, brown girl, where do you really come from? Canada. I replied to the intoxicated, ignorant boy, where do you come from? I bet he couldn't tell me. And I couldn't criticize because the only thing that connects me to my culture is once a year at Christmas when I eat curry on my pasta, and yes, that shit is delicious. I am multicultural at its finest, growing up in a suburb where we all just got along. That regardless of where we came from, every family laid down in the street and welcomed the whitewash that cleaned the pavement. If I was taught to care about my culture, maybe I would have protested when my mother suggested I wear my sari as a Halloween costume, or when my Italian cousin calls me Packy, or when the nude bra I bought clearly doesn't blend in, or when the kid I was babysitting described me to her friends as the girl with the dark skin. Racism is a word that was written in our history books. In the
same sentence as slavery, next to the word abolished it today. Human trafficking is the biggest industry in all of humanity. But Taylor Swift being the Billboard Woman of the Year is much more important. Another reminder that a face like mine will never make it on the big screen is beautiful, because only recently did Bare Minerals come out with a concealer in my skin tone. Yet every summer, all of my white friends say that I am bare tan and it looks beautiful. But I bet they would want to trade back as soon as they saw how people treated me when I tried to apply sunscreen, as if I didn't need protection and cancer had a skin preference, but prejudice is always malignant. It is a metastasizing thought, spreading to your tongue, sticking to the roof of your mouth like peanut butter. Some people are allergic, so you wouldn't want to speak in an elementary school in case someone was anaphylactic. A reaction can make your airway close shut. The same thing that happens to some people when someone who does not identify as such says gay, faggot, retard, slut, packy, chink, nigga in any social situation, but hey, some jokes will always rub some people the wrong way. Don't worry about that rash. It's normal when you're constantly trying to scratch the color from your skin. But our free health care cannot cover the cost of this treatment. If left unchecked, the symptoms can lead to death. You can choose to put these poisonous words to rest and learn your lineage. All the bits and pieces of your family. Sticky note to the wall. Put it in a scrapbook. Mine was written in my grandmother's tongues. They were buried at the back of my brain before I dug them up, stuck a flag into the ground, and claimed them as part of my own story. Something I will read to my children in bed, so when they want to find their origins, they won't have to look very far. Their mother will have all the answers.
Ain't no sunshine when she's it's not warm when she's away. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone. She's always gone too long. Anytime she goes away, wonder this time where she's gone. Wonder if she's gonna stay. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone. This house just ain't no home. Anytime she goes away. 'Cause I know girl, don't leave the young thing alone, 'cause ain't no sunshine when she's gone. Bring me down, my level's too high. Bring me down, can't help it. Bring me down, my level's too high. Bring me down, can't help it. Bring me down, my level's too high. Bring me down, can't help it. Bring me down, my level's too high. If you feel like a room without a roof, come on, if you feel like this is the truth, because I'm happy alone. If you know my happiness is for you, because I'm happy alone. If you feel like that's what you wanna do.
He's always dreamed of being a superhero. The big muscles, the super speed, the ability to leap over tall buildings in a single bound and shoot lasers from his eyes. Each flip of the page demonstrated the might and invincibility of his favorite hero. Defeating the villain, getting the girl, and saving the world all within a single issue. The first time he witnessed his idol on the silver screen, it did nothing but fuel his insecurities. The same page had once created a distance, allowing him to understand why he could never be the same. His seeing a man fill Legend's shoes left him wondering how he could ever measure up. Back on the playground, he lived an eternal cycle of always being in tag. His jump shot was never high enough. His hopes of scoring were always shot down. His hopes of scoring were always shot down. The distance between the bases a little too far for him to ever make it home safe. When he reached the age of crushes and first relationships, he imagined he could find a damsel to rescue. They would fly off towards the moon and share a kiss amongst the stars. His hopes were dashed away when he was told the only thing women wanted were jewels, not the ones worn around the neck of the wrist, rather the precious 6 that were supposedly buried deep within his flesh. He soon wanted to make a change, become more like the one he's always dreamed of. He found his savior in a package of 6 DVDs. 90 days and $99.99 is all it would take. He wouldn't be able to get the powers, but he could look just like him. It's day 1 of 90. A tan muscular man appears on the TV, claiming that in 3 short months, he could have the body that he's always dreamed of. So he begins to do all that pumping and that pulling, taking all those powders and those pills, dropping dollars on his products and his pain to drop his jetted pounds from his skin. The sweat from his forehead tasted like blood. His entire mind and body drained, desperate to make a difference. It's day 30 of 90. He stands in front of the mirror, flexing and frowning, trying to catch a glimpse of those muscles in his arm. He stares at his gut, wishing he can take a knife and strip away all of the unwanted bits to reveal those jewels which laid underneath. Perhaps if he painted his skin red and blue, it would make him more attractive and hide the scars, the taunting, the tormenting laughs that still haunt him to this day. Day 76 of 90. His calendar is marked with black X's, signing the days of his success. His muscles are sore, his wallet is empty. Those caffeine pills he continues to buy to give him the extra pump only keep him awake at night, fantasizing the day when he could look the same. It's day 90. He stands in front of the mirror for one last time, staring at those beautiful biceps and those triumphant triceps, pieces of muscle tissue that now uphold his self-worth. And he stares at where his gut used to be and not only believes his values in what he sees. Long gone is his old identity. He's clinging onto images from the silver screen. There's a tear in his eye. His pride is begging him not to cry. Left wondering after all that's changed, why he still feels the same. Well, there's a reason why superheroes are all just a fantasy. And Superman is not even fucking human.
It's so hard to not know, but I need to let go. Smoke a bowl or smoke another O. I'll teach you to roll and how to take control. You can't conceive what might. It's alright. It's alright, it's all tight, but I want more than chatter. Get fucked, make art, do create something that matters. You know, switch up the flow, you don't even know. I spit quick and talk slick, destroy any foe, burn down any O. You know I'll grow. There's snakes in the grass, but I'm ready to blow. My whole life till now has been leading to this. My spit shakes like my leaves, you soaking in piss. I've lived on the grid my entire existence. Still haven't learned how to dazzle at this dance. Yo, it's fast and I miss chance. Jazz up the beat and I get fans. So I sat down with this beat and I wrote where the minds meet. Don't find me, I love my time alone. Ironically, I really need my phone. But sonically, I'm really coming to my own. The chronic beat, inspiring all my posts. Man, I love hip-hop. It gives me things to live for, and it won't stop. Music makes it worthwhile. I smile, each track is like a child. So yo, I say we all wild. Go crazy, you only live for a while. Man, it's hazy, but we gotta try. I'm just saying, please don't die. Let's see where we go. Don't snort snow, you dumbo. Go cop some of my old shit. Don't flop, it's free for you to own it. All I want is to party with you. Pick your high, come inside and find something to do. Or find someone to screw, change your view. It's up to you, just please don't spew.
Alright though, we out here for MindfuckAcademy. 1, 2, 3, 4. So the acoustic version kind of electrical. Give me the clap. Yeah. Alright. Okay. Check this out though. Hey yo, what's that joint that makes you jump and feel alive? The funky number 5, hey yo, what's that jam that you stay bright? moronic. The scale of on it, watching tornadoes and hurricanes. The mountain count before you decide to pick up that food again. You must my name, Mr. Buzzer, like a hound. Got the digits on the head, yo, come on, get over 5. What's that drug that makes you jump and feel alive? Come on, and yo, you're walking on the 5. You're like water, make you hold and take a time. Check it out, yeah, the fucking number 5. What's that jam that you stay walking when you drop? Come on, and yo, the fucking number 5. Feel it in your hands and go to put your head around it. Check out the fucking number 5, yo. Sound, touch, taste, and smell. The 5 is alive, take a sip and swell. Living on the land of the 5 nations. Ask the W's for more information. The hand strikes 5, people start to clock out. Dude's face caught the shadow when he walked out. The smallest thing you know, 5 is in your mouth. So go on the page and take the 5-finger discount. You know when you play, you keep a watch for the 5-0. Better add 1 if you know what I know. Wanna get in, but the 5 on the side road. That'll be enough to get your eyes on. Session up, appetites on the rise. About to see 5 guys, burgers and pies. Now we're feeling the ideas, I can't lie. Hold up, everybody, hey yo, take 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. I said 1, I said 2, I said 1, 2, 3, 5. Transcendence, I think about if I can end it. And the men what's been bended. Amen, I accept my blessing. Sometimes words fall on ears that deafen. Sometimes I think we all fear a dead end. But the legend stays focused even in an Armageddon. 7, 6, 5 seconds to defuse the bomb. And I'm not even sweating. So homie, what's the question? You're in bed and I will come out just threatening. It's unsettling how the youth are developing. The media editing, everything adrenaline entering, making the gentleman not out of his element. You say you put in work, but homie, where's the evidence? Always an expressionist, never was expressionist. I was born with a special gift. Holiness, bless his verse with a gentle kiss. Rappers more salty than kettle chips. I remember buying dimes and nicks, trying to grind the chick. Wait, what time is it? Oh, now I'm a graduate? Nah, I failed by 1 credit because I wasn't having it. I've already predicted my future, and it was accurate. Don't be the cooking pots in Satan's cabinet. When you listen to my songs, you get lost in the labyrinth. I don't need to try hard to seem elaborate. Between humans and God, I'm the middleman, the catalyst. Get lost in the smoke of the cannabis. Listen to this whole EP was no accident. When I think of rap, I get passionate. Anything to better your soul, I'm an advocate. I feel the abandonment. In life, I won't settle for anything adequate. Love and passion, yeah, you can add it in. More boom than a javelin. I zoom when I'm traveling. I reach places I haven't been. I think my actions been speaking louder than words. My motivation is completely out of this earth. I think I'm out of this curse. Thank you guys, God bless.
In grade 1, I failed writing. Obviously, I was not powerful enough for reciting the words that I have heard through my fingers in the form of words. After all, what use would they have anyway? That's ironic, I'm a poet. But I could read. My eyes were strong enough to perceive words in the dark EST parts of my childhood, even though I didn't like sleeping in it. And I couldn't explain why either. It's not like I was afraid of the dark. I wasn't afraid of monsters or anything. I knew they weren't real, and putting a nightlight in my room just added to that feel, so I needed it bright. Slept beside a lamp, so my entire childhood I've been sleeping in the light and living in the dark, and I didn't like the dark. I had dreams that disagreed with the concept of the light that I was sleeping in, so I started to daydream. This was later known to me as ADHD, but why is this so wrong in my dreams when it happen where the lights don't shine? Natural occurrence of things, you know? It just so naturally occurred that I wasn't as smart or as cool as the other kids, self-considered a retard, and didn't care what it meant because everyone called me that, so I stood for it. But I remember being called a powerhouse, so I aimed for it. Thing is, I was always too shit at ball to ever score or anything, and everyone only ever wanted to play ball or soccer or actually just ball. So I was never on the court or on the bench or in the crowd. I was just on my own. And I swear sometimes I liked it. The way how I kept it going every day, I couldn't say, hey, let's do something else, something I can do, but I didn't because I stopped and I asked myself, what the hell can I do? In grade 12, I failed bio, my favorite subject. A university level class. I was sure that I could pass, but all I could do was pass gas in the labs when I messed up with all the materials that we had. I'm sorry, Mr. Troley, I give it all that I had. He said I was a good student even though my marks were really bad. And I'm sorry I missed all those classes. I really mean it. It's not my fault. I couldn't sleep the nights before, so I spent my mornings dreaming. I was dreaming, and I couldn't wake up. I couldn't wake up. I know it sounds strange, but even though I had an alarm clock, I could not wake up. Not wake up. Wake up. In that same year, I had lost hope and got it back. And lost it again and got it back and lost it again. Along with the hopes that me and you can ever be together. I've been serving you for so long and you still think you're under the weather and I got it back. Why do I keep on hoping? Why do I find ways to destroy my self-esteem instead of coping? Emotionally drained, but my pipes, they're all blocked up. What's the difference between being held in one place and being locked up, man? Let me just start dreaming. Escape from this prison of a reality, guarded by my own demons. Let me sleep for a bit longer because I just started dreaming in a different dimension that's constructed by my own theming. Hold up. I just realized that I'm dreaming lucid visions at its finest. Objects in the mirror are more physical than they are seeming. To be honest, I just started dreaming and no time has passed. It's been 10 minutes, 10 hours sleeping. Wake up! Wake up! Get out of bed. It's time for school. Man, no wonder I always wake up so pissed.
Do you guys remember that feeling of your first crush?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah? All that head buzzing, that head rush. You stood out, you looked outside that window pane, daydreaming about that romance that you're gonna have.
True.
You sat in the car and the raindrops came down hard, but the sounds from inside the car, you can hear them, they're so faint. I caught myself staring at the man I love. Hearts all open, arms wide open, and I'm just hoping you don't have to go home then, lay in your bed all alone then, text me 5 times. Because I mean, after you text me 5 times, let's be honest, neither of us are going to sleep tonight, right?
True.
Oh God, I'm so nervous. Woo! Because I just think about you every single day. And I'm not just talking about 9 to 5, I'm talking about you're always on my mind. Like every single moment, every single dime that I look at in the mirror and I see you, only you. And if you were to ask me if I love you, I just want to say there's no doubt about it. And if you want to run away, then I'm all about it. Get on one knee and let's flee. Be the man in my fantasy. That's about it. Thanks.
Negativity trying to take over the people who are trying to take advantage of the weaker. Mindsets of depression everywhere, everyone bitter. Jealousy between those who get to live a little. Less you get to own, happy you will be. Saw this firsthand when I lived in poverty. Seeing people die, see my mama cry. Seen her down a bottle, her path I will not follow. Seen a lot of things, but I don't hold a grudge. Live in the present, I'm happy with this much. Film is my passion, music is my life. Been writing poetry ever since I learned to write. Positively optimistic, often underestimated, faded all the time. Traveling places, spreading knowledge from beyond the mind of comprehension. Tension, elephant in the room, Cinderella with the broom, yo. What you know about the story of a little girl? Grow up thinking knowing she was gonna save the world from the evils of corruption. Governments fucking up the nation, planning the downfall of education system, systematic. me putting you on the 9 to 5. Don't be asking questions, giving you illusions. You got rights when you don't even know where your tax money go. I said you don't even know where your tax money go. Yo, Toronto would have been the greatest city in the world if it wasn't for the cold, yo. You don't even know. I swear I'll be giving back when I get a car. I'm driving a hybrid. Lately eating healthy because I realize you only live once. Teenagers need to stop with that YOLO shit. I'm just saying, gotta make your life worth living, man. Why you gonna waste it on some negative shit? Your nervous tick has become checking your phone every 2 seconds to see if your selfie's a hit. Gotta get a certain number of likes, so you gotta take it down. I hope you realize whatever you put on the interwebs is never gone. Putting up a picture of your naked bottom, what have you done? You should never put anything out there. You would want it to be seen by everyone. Then you wonder why everyone on your case calling you names on Twitter. Thought you could have trusted him. There goes your days, cause assholes been putting up games. What have you done? Yells your mama when she found out you brought shame to the family name. Think about it next time you try and Snapchat naked again. Think of your mama. Think of self-respect, ladies. We gotta keep it classy. I'm not preaching some feminist shit. It's just that I'm tired of being associated with a gender that can't get their shit together. I'm looking at guys who y'all are part of the problem. How you gonna call someone a slut when all you're doing is watch slut porn? I don't mean to call anyone out. I'm just frustrated. I guess I want the human race to be better than that. But realistically, can't do nothing about it yet. So I'm just gonna work on bettering myself until the world realizes that I was Superwoman the whole time. It's gonna be too late because I'm gonna be gone. Starting to think it's past my bedtime because I'm saying some foolishness now.